Hey, it's me. Just me here. I don't know what happened to everyone else.
Hey now, welcome to GenLab. I'm Darren.
This is G-Force. Oh, by the way, we did our
D-Man. I
DJ
forgot I
names
changed my
today.
name.
We
Hold on, let me
changed all our
start
names
over.
to DJ names, which was pre-planned.
Let me start over.
No, I didn't. I'm on theme, so.
Hey now, you are. Hey now, welcome to GenLab. I'm the man.
This is G-Force.
I'm Jaylean for today's purposes.
And I am AKA Rocky for the day for some reason. Thanks for that, Greg.
It's the beanie, I think, that did it.
And on
Yeah,
GenLab,
it's
we typically talk about generational stuff, but tonight is a special episode. Our conservative co-anchor, Greg, wanted to talk about aliens. So he told me this, and one of my favorite podcasts that I watch are the Alien Theorists Theorizing. I love those guys. I've been watching them for 6 years, listening to them. So I reached out, and Dan from Alien Theorists Theorizing agreed to come. So say hi, Dan.
The best
Hi,
one.
Dan.
Just saying. Yeah, there you go. The best.
He is the best one
Alien
because he's the one that
Theorists
said, I'll
Theorizing.
do it.
Dan the man.
I listened to one episode today, I think it was the most recent. But anyway, so I was kind of trying to catch up. But I do listen to Joe Rogan a lot, and he talks a lot about aliens. So.
Oh, he does. Yes, he does.
That's where I
Well-
get most of my information from.
Well, I'm a
That's a
big
great
fan
source.
of Dan's show, and just real quick, I had a 25-hour bus ride to a ski resort on a church bus with a bunch of kids, and my son is like, "Here, I'm going to download some stuff. You'll probably like this, that, and the other." Well, he's the one that grabbed your show. He put it on my phone. I knew nothing about it. So this was like 19, and one of the shows was when you guys went to Vegas and got chased by the government out of Area 51. And
yeah.
you had me from hello on that one. So that's how I started with y'all.
That was a good time. That was
That-
interesting. That was definitely visiting one of the, the meccas of,
Yeah.
alien
Alien.
of the alien lore. You're kind of, it's
Mhm.
very humbling because you get there and it's like,
Could you feel the presence? Like,
so like just
be as honest and weird as you want to be, because I'm usually
Go
all
for
in.
it, man.
We're
Go
all
for
out.
I'm
it.
all in.
So if like people haven't listened to the trip, I mean, it's basically just to kind of sum it up. It's a 2-hour drive from Vegas. So we had flown in Vegas. We did some fan meetups and stuff, and we're like, okay, we're gonna go to Area 51 while we're here, and we get the chance. And so you drive 2 hours out of Vegas. You drive to, right through the desert and stuff like that.
Yeah, just like buried bodies all over. 'Cause,
Everywhere.
the
Just
mob and all
everywhere,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
The train station, we like to call it.
And you get to the little alien in the town of Rachel there. Town.
Yeah.
I use that term loosely because it's really just like 8 trailers.
It's a white spot in the road.
It's a town of like 12 people.
It's my
We
kind
have
of
to, like,
town.
Yeah.
And so we stopped in there. We had something to eat, some very subpar chili. So very so
That's a bold move, actually.
we get the little
Oh.
printout map to show us where to go, and it's like, okay, so you go down this way, you hit mile marker this one, and you turn off on this dirt road, and you head down there for a couple miles, and then you'll hit the fence, which is the back gate of what is Area 51. And like you go up there, we drove all the way there. There was at least one other group that was there for, because who else is there really to not to go to Area 51 and for the chili,
Right.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So they kind of followed us in as we went in there. And I think that they told us, like, when we got in, they're like, okay, one thing you do, like, you can go there, take your photos, do whatever, just don't fuck around. Just don't
Like,
mess
don't
around.
climb the fence. Don't
Yeah.
be
Don't be an idiot. And we're like, okay, yeah. So we went in there, we took our photos, and he said, cool, this is Reed, thumbs up. Like, all right, cool, 5 stars. And this other group of guys that was there, we didn't really have any interaction with them or anything. They were kind of like, they're goofing around, and they go up and they put their hands on the fence, and we're like, oh, they weren't supposed to do that. So we turn around, and as we're heading out, like, we didn't notice it on the way in, but I like, if we would have been thinking about it, maybe we would have noticed there's like there's a tiny little like hillock like off the side of the road, and then I realized like when we were driving out, like, oh, that's a good place to park. Like if you were watching the fence, it'd be a good place to park your car. Okay, out comes revving this like white pickup truck. There's a white Ford just revs out of here, just like chasing down these guys like in front of us, and we're
like,
driving.
how dare you touch that fence? Yeah, crazy.
So, from what I understand, I think it's like there are these private contractors that they put out there for security.
Sure. Okay.
Because it's like, I mean,
do you think it's to kind of keep up like the myth of Area 51, or do you think it's more like because they're actually trying to hide something?
I think it's a super boring job to sit out there for 8 hours a day because there's nothing to do. So I don't think you'd contract it to really, because the base itself is like, it's like 10, 15 miles. Like you would still be driving like that where that fence is. Like the actual base itself is like located like within kind of in the middle of like these four different mesas. Like you can't even see the base itself.
Oh, okay.
It's so far in.
Yeah.
But that is just like the limit of like where the property would be.
Man.
So I'm just thinking
there
like,
would be more like built up there, right?
Is
like
that the main entrance or the back door?
No, it's what usually people term as like the back entrance of the base itself. I don't think we could get anywhere near the main entrance.
The main entrance is like the airstrip. I think you basically have to fly there. I think.
But,
yeah, there is a private, because like I said, like the base is very far in, like into the like the place is huge, like is a large bit of land, and they fly in their contractors and say, people civilian contractors, whatever they have coming in there. They have an actual direct flight that flies from the Las Vegas airport. Like they have their own plane. I forget, is it Janice?
Because they can't,
right.
They can't pull from the little old town of Rachel.
I have something to say, and I don't want to go down to Area 51 rabbit hole, but in 2013, I took my family on a cross-country trip, and we went to Rachel, Nevada, to the Little Alien, had a late afternoon hamburger lunch, and experienced it. Now, I didn't go down the dirt road. I kept going. I ended up in Tonopah. You keep going, and there's a
Is that where if you
like
miss the gas station, you're screwed?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So when we were there, this older couple came in and asked where the closest gas station was, and the young guy in there said it's like 160 miles or 6. I don't know how far, but it was a really long way. Rachel does not have a gas station.
No, it does not. Yeah,
the blood drained out of her face. She went to the bathroom, came out, and then they disappeared. So thank God I got gas before I got
there is a sign. Yeah, I think we stopped to like get snacks or something, and then we stopped at like the last gas station. It was like they have a sign out that says if you're going this way, this is the last gas station for some 100 miles or something. So like, yeah, you get stuck out there, you're just stuck out there.
If I ever open a gas station, I'm going to do that.
Opening one in Rachel.
I'm going to put a sign up, even if it's not
there. There's people, there's cars, there's tractors. Where the hell are they getting their gas? They're not going 100 miles a day. Yeah, I mean, I would have a tank of gas and sell it for $30 a gallon, if nothing else. I don't know, but anyway, that's a true story.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a great way to make money now. You just go get the gas, bring it over, and then people who come through to look at Area 51 and run out of gas, that's just profit.
Just corner the market, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Supply and demand.
But before we go into the alien thing, so we're a kind of a generation thing. We do a generation deal here. So what generation are you, Dan?
I am late millennial, I think is the term. Like 84, like right there. Like
So we have a
I am a millennial as well. 91. Hello.
Okay. So Greg takes over from this point. I just had those questions. So
I do have a lot of questions, but
let Greg start, and then Jasmine can jump in.
Okay.
So thank you, Dan, for coming on.
Sir, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We're happy to have you.
We're very excited. Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit, just a brief about your show for our guests, because I don't know if there's any crossover there. We've all listened to your shows, but for our guests, and then also about how you guys met, the guys on the show met, and then we can go into some other things. And then I have a little fun opening for us, and then we'll get into Jasmine's questions. And
is it really fun? Or okay,
it might not be fun.
I better have fun, Greg.
It might not be fun. If it's not, you guys can skip it.
Okay. So Our podcast is Alien Theorists Theorizing. We've been doing the podcast for like 8 years now, I think, almost. So it's basically just a very, I would say, like kind of tongue-in-cheek, irreverent look, poke fun, also explore the mysteries of stuff that has to do with extraterrestrials and the conspiracy theory world. We all of my co-hosts play a part. We came on the podcast, I think it was an original conception, I would say, between me and my other co-host Braden, kind of came up with the idea of this Alien Theorists Theorizing. We used to me and Braden at the time, this was years ago, we used to live in Thailand. I used to teach English in Bangkok, and we used to hang out because his girlfriend at the time taught at the same school I did, and we lived in the same apartment. Like they lived in an apartment just down the hall from me, so we would hang out all the time, and we would watch Ancient Aliens together. Discovered we had a shared interest in that, which of course everybody does. It's a great show. It's been running for 22 seasons. So
my dad used to watch that show. It's funny.
So we would always kind of pop that on, have a couple beers, kind of think about it.
Hold on, wait, that's on H2, right? That's like on like
it was like H2, then it became original H, and then history was just
now history's channel is just
ancient aliens. Yeah,
constant aliens all the time, 24/7.
Just to clarify.
And so we hung out. We had this idea, and for me, I remember coming up with the idea of the name being Alien Theorists Theorizing, because they would always say ancient. They call it the ancient astronaut theory, but it's the ancient astronaut theorists theorize. And I kind of, in my head, I was like, what qualifies a person to be an ancient astronaut theorist? Because I was like, it's not like an officially recognized, discipline, academic discipline to be that. So I was kind of like, I was like, really, anyone could be an alien theorist, because it's not like, I mean, I guess if you want to call it like xenobiologist or something, it could be like that, but it's like nobody's actually studying real aliens.
That's all the people in the documentaries. They're like this, and they speak with such authority. So they really do believe whatever they're saying. They believe they're an expert in it.
Yeah, so it's
and that belief makes you a theorist,
right? And also same thing with like UFO expert. Like at this point, I say it on our show all the time. Like me and Braden would probably be qualified as UFO experts, as we've watched hundreds of hours of UFO stuff, like footage from all over the place. That we just go
like an honorary PhD or whatever.
I don't know, whatever if you can find the coursework for that, and I can fill out a form or something, I can apply for credits.
I'll get back to you on that.
I live in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Maybe the University of Arkansas can come up with something. Maybe we can get you something coming from.
I'm sure they probably have one.
Oh yeah, I think so.
But yeah, then we got together with our other co-host Zell, who is Braden and him are friends from childhood. Zell has his own recording studio, Meteor Studios, up there where they live in their hometown of Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And so when Braden went back to Canada, I was still in Thailand at the time. We kind of got together and we started setting up our podcast. Zell had the know-how and the audio equipment. Braden and me supplied personality and a large, weird, nebulous knowledge of conspiracies and aliens and paranormal. And then we also eventually we rolled that into having our other friend in there, Andrew, who was also a friend of Braden and Zell's, and we've just like been going ever since. Like we've just been.
That's awesome.
It is awesome. You say whoever had the idea, and then you guys brought the personality. Greg had this idea, and Jasmine and I brought the personality.
Well, thanks, Darren.
I bring nothing.
Yeah, I don't even know when Roy got here.
Yeah, we've got a stray in here.
Roy's a late adapter. He came on maybe 8 months into the.
Roy's my buddy from the trailer park.
Just like you and Braden and Darren kind of brought us all. He kind of collects people, so
he does
like aliens,
like a serial killer, right?
Yeah. Like a serial killer. I would actually say that's the most accurate fiction.
I like that.
Oh, he fits in well.
Yeah. So, I knew you would.
So if aliens, this is to get us going to kind of, if aliens landed tomorrow or whatever they do, I don't know if they land or how they get here.
Show up.
So say they showed up at your house tomorrow. What what would you show them about humanity? What? So we'll go around the room here. And so, kind of what's your things? What do you got to show them? What do they got to see?
Let's see. I guess
Hmm.
I kind of thought about this because Braden previewed me this question, so I kind of was thinking about it today driving home from work, and I was thinking, part of me would want to show him this one video that I've seen probably so many times. It's always been posted, but it's the one video which was shot in 2016 of a chimpanzee, a female chimpanzee who is dying or is like very sick and probably at the end of her life. And then they have the zoo that was taking care of her brought like the caretaker that used to take care of her when she was younger. I think some people have seen that video.
Yeah.
And his interaction with that chimpanzee is incredible because this half-blind chimpanzee that is very weak, very frail, sees him and her face just lights up and like she reaches out to him to touch him. And
is that like to remind them, like, be nice to us because there are good people out there, and look, he's being nice to the dumb animal, so you be nice to the dumb animals, kind of a thing?
Yeah, and that's like, yeah, I think that's an astute, you know.
So I haven't seen this. So you've got an old sick chimp and you have a young chimp.
No.
Her trainer.
It's his caretaker. I read up on it a while ago, but it's like her caretaker who had taken care of her when she was younger, like at the zoo, had been one of her primary caretakers.
He's also like appeal to their reason so that they don't squash us. Well, like to show them, you know,
that, and to show them that, you know, we do have, I think one of the at least for, I don't know, intelligent species, and this is probably just something projection, but I think one of the highest forms of intelligence is like empathy. Like, well, that would be one of the factors
that's
there.
good, yeah.
So you're showing them that we have stupidship over the lesser, not lesser, the other creatures in our in our ecosystem. So.
That's a killer answer.
No, that's great. That's way better than mine. You're gonna save the world. I'm gonna get us all killed. I just know it. Okay.
You're killing.
It's that, or I show them like Die Hard 1 and 2. I don't know.
I know.
Okay. There you go. Okay. All right. Hey, so Jasmine, go ahead. What you got?
I've never seen Die Hard 2. I've only seen the first one.
It's a Christmas movie. Yes.
Just imagine Die Hard 1 in an airport, and then you're good.
Perfect.
Exactly.
Okay. I do love it. Yippee-ki-yay. Okay, so yeah, I have not thought about this or prepared for this at all. I had a very inappropriate joke. I don't know, Dan, your sense of humor though, so I was a little nervous to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
But when you said you would show him one video, I don't know why, but 2 Girls, 1 Cup came in my mind. And I was
oh God, no!
Like, just
they would
I think
us.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be responsible for the end of humanity.
The opposite of the other video. Oh my God!
I don't know why. I haven't thought about that in so many.
Okay.
They probably just pack up and leave. I don't know.
You know, you watched it.
Dan, have you seen?
Just show them like, you know.
I've never watched it, but I am aware of it.
Oh, it's terrible.
I've had it described to me.
When you watch it, it's like being assaulted in a way.
When you watch it, she says when you watch it.
You have to watch it. Well, sometimes you don't get the option. Sometimes people are just
it's
like,
saved to her favorites,
and then I see it every day. No, I just I think I heard it.
Got it on a loop.
Okay.
I think what it is I listened to Protect Our Parks and they talked about it and it just reminded me, oh yeah, that happened. So but that was my inappropriate joke. I don't know what I would show them. I guess I would show them I need to know more about the alien before I can answer this question. Okay.
Well,
so
you don't know anything. So.
I just want to know
anything.
Like, I want to know, do they know, like, do they have genders or like, are they?
We don't know.
Do they have a butt crack? Like, I just want to know what they've got.
Really is the closest we can get.
Hey,
I think I want to just compare and like show me yours, I'll show you mine kind of situation.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I'm in for that.
Probably how I go.
Yeah,
we play that game a lot.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good with that.
That's a good answer.
You were just telling us right before Dan got on about your show. Okay, Darren.
Good job, Jasmine. Good job.
Hey, before Darren goes, real quick, Dan, how much time do you have? Because we usually go about 1.5 hours. Is that too long for you?
Sure.
Okay. He's like, I can't wait to leave already.
Hey, Dan, if you decide you do want to leave, if you tap your nose, if you tap your nose 3 times,
he's got to tap the off button.
Yeah.
He knows how to hang up. We'll be fine. He's a millennial.
Just kidding. All right, Darren, go ahead.
Okay. Greg threw this out to me, and at first I was thinking, I'll take him to a rock concert and a baseball game. Fuck that. I'm going to make a deal with him.
Rock
I
concerts are
want
good.
a time machine from him.
Mm.
And if he gives me access to a time machine, I'll show him any damn thing he wants to see. Because I'm going to pull the Biff card. I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to get the sports book of
Sports
all
Almanac,
the
yeah.
and then
Pulling a Biff.
win all the money. I'm going to be Biff. So
Yeah.
if he works the deal out with me to go back in time, it doesn't have to be very far. I got a little bit of money. I can start off, medium and work my way up.
Mhm.
And then I'll show him any damn thing he wants.
Do they really still have that sports almanac? I don't feel like those are easy to get. You'd have to like really.
I
go
don't
through.
know.
It's called the
Something
internet.
like that. A lottery number. A lottery number
that's a
for
good
$1 billion that
Mhm.
someone didn't
Mhm.
have that week.
Mhm.
Right.
I don't have to. It doesn't have to be.
That's
a sports
true.
bet.
No, you're right.
I go back in time
Got options.
and buy Apple.
You got lots.
Or
Okay.
How about Bitcoin when it was $1? I would do
yeah.
that. I mean,
No, that's a good-
I'm open to ideas, but
Okay,
I'm working
I
a
see.
deal with him. Before
I
it
just
goes
want to know,
forward.
like, what's your limitation on that? Because, like, a probe, you'd be cool with that for
I'll do
that's a fair trade.
I would
Okay,
do
anything. Okay,
anything for the time.
I just
machine.
wanted to, yeah.
All holes are in play.
Now, I'm not
Yeah.
saying
Wow.
like
Wow.
just use
Wow.
his time machine and he gets access. If he
Alien
gives me a
probe.
time machine,
Giving new meaning to
then
alien probe.
I can go like to my wife's high
Darren's
school.
like, if you're
before I
gonna
knew
probe
her.
me, give me something in return. Bring it back, okay? Share.
No, I'm not talking.
I got
I
it.
don't think
I
he's
got it, yeah.
interested in that. He'll want to see like backstage at an Aussie concert or something. I mean,
That
I can work.
That might be
work
two
that out.
girls, one cup too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like
Yeah, whatever he wants. Or
right.
she
Oh,
wants, or
Dan's
it.
witty. I like it. Okay, Rocky, what are you doing?
What you got?
I feel like for me, I would have way more questions than what I would be considering trying to tell them or show them. I mean, there's just like I want to know, kind of like I want to know, where do you live? Did
where
you
Yeah.
from, bitch?
like? I've heard y'all
Yeah.
did this. I've heard you've done this, and you built those, and
Yeah.
I have just so many questions that I want to ask and understand them more. I feel like they already, if aliens are real, they understand us more so than we understand them. Because
Have you ever seen Alien?
no, but
Okay,
the
just
movie
wondering. Yeah.
or in real life.
No,
Yeah.
ever seen the movie?
Yes. Yeah.
I
But
love
they're monitoring, so they know all about us
Just
already.
okay, we'll go into that later. But yeah, okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, you want to
So-
know. I want to know.
I just
I
thought
want-
of another answer.
You
I would
already
ask
gave
him,
yours.
I would ask him if Greg.
You don't get
was
to
an
go
alien.
twice. I'm sorry. dude.
Yeah.
Is
That
Greg
was one
Tuttle
of my
an alien?
questions.
Cheater.
Do they
Cheater.
live among us, Dan? Like, is it like Men in Black? Because if it is, I have some theories about Greg. That's what I was.
Right.
I get that.
Greg's an alien.
100%.
Well, I'm a little bit off, so that would make sense. But I would take
Those
the guy.
eyes. Those are
the
so
gal.
alien eyes.
Yeah. So I would take the whatever it is for some Texas brisket,
That's a good one.
and then we'd go out country dancing.
Sweet tea, and
I'm
we.
pretty sure they're vegetarian.
I don't care.
Too
So
bad.
and then we would,
don't know.
since I'm an exhibitionist, I'd take them to the bedroom and kind of show them that something else.
Okay.
And then the next
That's
day,
a joke, Dan. I think.
Uh,
I
next
hope.
day to
We don't know,
church,
actually.
and then to some kind
Oh,
of
after
naked
the
in the bedroom.
exhibitionist,
Mr. Exhibition, and
And
then
then
he goes
church.
and Mr.
Then
Sweet
church.
Tea, and then we're
so
gonna
wipe
go
the
to
slate,
church.
wipe the slate clean, and then you're
yeah,
just,
and
Yeah.
then to some type of hockey, football, baseball, basketball, some type of sporting event. So,
Whatever the season they
You're
decided.
Whatever
taking
the
them
season.
out to the town. Are y'all not going to the
Yeah, did you go
to
to
see
the
the
honky
cattle?
tonk and teach them the two-step or?
Yeah, he
Oh,
would dance.
Are
oh
you
yeah,
show
we
'em
went
the
dancing.
cattle
Yeah,
run?
we said dancing. Yeah, I said
Okay.
dancing. Yeah, we're going country
You dance
dancing.
with
Yeah,
an
for sure.
alien? You'd be
Oh,
okay
for
with that?
sure.
You
For sure.
wouldn't
I
mind
danced with
being
those gay
seen?
guys down in Cedar Hill. So yeah.
Because there
No
are
offense.
people with cameras now, so
No offense if
You
you're
know.
if you're that way, Dan. No.
Yeah,
could be a little.
it's all good.
If you're
I'm
that
just-
way, Dan.
And Dan's pushing the button.
Or yeah, Dan can't wait for that. Okay. Okay. What's our next question, Greg? What's our next question?
What's my
So-
safe word?
So the next as we move forward, I have a theory came up that
Mm.
I had never heard before. And you
Mhm.
guys, it's actually called something. Now, I don't know anything about aliens, Dan. So,
Sure. Okay.
but
That's
I
why I'm
did
here.
listen to
Yeah,
your,
that's
yes,
why he's
that's why
here.
you're
He's the
here.
expert.
Okay. We're going to throw some stuff at you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now,
Some
I did
terminology.
hear you guys. I listened to your Sweet Baby Jesus Alien episode.
Sure.
Okay. So I'm a Christian, but
Oh God,
the
he's
other
gonna
day
get.
I was, no,
Going down a deep hole here.
I was, no, it's fine.
Exhibitionist
Honest,
We brought you
Christian.
here, Dan, to
I
talk to you about our Lord and
exhibition,
Savior Jesus Christ.
It's a
but
Mormon cult that you just clicked on.
Yeah, we're actually all
no,
Mormon.
no. So what happened was I was teaching the other day on that Genesis 6:4 that you guys mentioned
Mhm.
in that thing about the sons of God, right?
Okay.
And after church, this guy called me and he said, "Hey, have you ever heard of the theory? It's called alien deception theory." And I didn't, when you guys did that episode, I don't think you guys had heard of that theory because it was 10 years ago. You did it in 2015.
Okay.
And it's also called ancient astronaut theory, which you just
Okay.
talked about with the
Yeah, yeah.
Bible twist, with the
Yeah.
biblical twist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the interesting thing is, so what this theory says is that, well, first of all, Darren and I both believe that angels, if you will, or God are alien, right? Because they're
Mhm.
not from here.
Mhm.
Now,
Technically, they
whether they're
are.
aliens,
Just like Canadians.
just like
No,
Canadians would be, yeah.
he's
Also
not
angels.
So
Canadian. We found that out the hard way.
Then he can
I just work with
appreciate
angels,
the
you know.
joke.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, if those
Yeah.
sons of God were aliens, which
Mhm.
they could be, whatever, but it in this theory, what happens is those sons of God, according to prevailing theory, which I had no idea about this. This is not
Mhm.
my theory. I just found this out.
We
Sure.
know.
The prevailing theory by biblical people is that by biblical people that Genesis 6 is that the sons of God are the fallen angels of that the third of the fallen angels that
Right.
came from heaven,
Uh-huh.
and they were actually interacting with people. And the deception theory is that those same fallen angels are going to make themselves out to be these aliens in the end times to explain away the rapture, which takes, a quarter of the world's population all at one time. So they're going to say that it's not Jesus coming back to take people, it is actually
Alien.
aliens that took them. So that's going to be the explanation. So
Wow, that's deep.
I'm just curious if you've
Did you
heard
bring a
that?
shovel?
So have I heard of it? Have I heard of that theory?
Yeah.
I've heard of that theory and probably like several lots of spins on that type of theory. So
Mhm.
when you say sons of God, are you referring to Nephilim? Are you referring to like
That's that
Genesis?
same verse. It's that
Okay.
same verse.
Yeah.
So those are giants, right? Those are the giants in.
That's how they're
biblical-
they're described as, I think, as in the Bible. It's like they are the Nephilim are the great men, like I think that they call them, like something like that. They refer to them as the great men. So these, like, you could say demigods, whatever. They are
Hmm,
larger than normal humans, stronger, smarter. They have qualities that set them apart from regular mortals, biblical mortals at the time. And they were supposed to have been wiped out in the flood, the biblical flood,
Right.
where Noah was. So
2 by 2.
and then, there's some, I've read, I'm actually in the middle of reading this one kind of pulpy science fiction novel where they have Nephilim, and some Nephilim survived, and they have, they cultivated a civilization that was actually in Antarctica. Like, they founded a civilization there, and they're all a bunch of multi-toothed cannibal giants.
Like The Thing?
Not so much the king, because they're giants. They're giants, and they have
I only know about movies.
There's plenty of them. So yeah, there's like the theory. I think Eric von Daniken, like his whole there is the ancient astronaut theory, and Eric von Daniken, like the originator of that, popularized the idea of them being like, taking the verses, taking verses and parts from the Bible, reading the Bible, kind of putting a bit of a spin twist on them, and being like, okay, these not just the Nephilim, but other biblical figures, saying like Noah was not normal. Like, when his birth in the Bible, like when they talk about him, they talk about that when he was born, he glowed. They said that he had like a radiant light about him.
Didn't he live like 900 years too, or something like that?
I think
He
I don't
did,
know.
but a lot of people
He
did back then.
Yeah, back then. And then
Right,
there's, like,
back in the day when we lived.
you had
thousands
things.
of years.
Yeah, you had people like Enoch and like all of those
Enoch,
ones. So,
yeah.
yeah, all these other biblical figures, and some are apocryphal and aren't included in that in some of the parts of the Bible.
Yeah.
Or the other ones.
Yeah.
But
Enoch
yeah,
is
like,
not included, but you know what Enoch does that nobody else does is that he delineates the fallen angel from say Lucifer all the way, or from the first fallen angel all the way down to Lucifer. So it's a really interesting that they left that out of the Bible.
yeah, and for me, it's like like we've heard like this theory kind of goes all over the place where it's like, because there are a number of encounters where people say the kind of the same thing, that these great men, these sons of God, they were actually extraterrestrials sent down there. I think there's we did a case file recently on George Adamski, who was one of the early experiencers of extraterrestrials, like interacting with them.
Yeah.
He had some long interactions with extraterrestrials that he claimed to have been from different planets, Saturn or Venus, and they came down and told him about, I think specifically they talked about Jesus being an actual, like, one of them being in this enlightened extraterrestrial species, came down here to tell us some cool stuff, and then kind of pieced out. And then but yeah, it's like a lot of alien extraterrestrial lore gets intertwined with biblical stuff. It puts it in this thing. What exactly is the impetus for all of that? It's depending on how much time you have, and then would be like we'd be here forever, Mika, laying out this long line of things. But I have heard of that theory, and it's always an interesting thing to go through. To go through stuff like the Bible or other religious texts and talk about in the looking through it. That's what the ancient astronaut theory is looking through these ancient texts that people put down, and which part is actual history, what is embellishment, what could possibly be like, okay, if these were extraterrestrials, what would it be like? In the parts in the Bible, like, was Samson an alien, like, was super strength that you get from cutting your hair, is it something like that? Other
I like the idea that like Marvel is right and like the aliens have superpowers, and there's like the God of Thunder lives out there, really, because that'd be great to know.
They're just they're all aliens from different planets or
Guardians of the Galaxy. I like it.
And I was going to say there's a movie, I think the Noah movie. It's kind of the Enoch version of Noah, where the Nephilim and the giants are all hanging around. I don't know if you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, the one with Russell Crowe. Are you talking about the one with Russell Crowe? Yeah. I've seen it.
It's creepy, man. It's creepy.
Yeah, it is a wild movie.
Speaking of movies, my question is, what movie is the most, in your opinion? I know that you're not like, you can't say definitively, but in your opinion, what is the most accurate depiction of aliens we've ever seen in a movie? Like, is it Mars Attacks? Because that'd be fun until a certain point.
And
question. Then,
I like that.
That is a good
Men in Black. Do they live among us? Like,
I would always say, well, okay, one of my favorites, you mentioned The Thing. Probably that one is probably one of my favorites, because aliens being something that we don't really it's something running into something that is not completely understood.
Yeah, terrifying.
Stuff like that. Probably okay, top
that
three.
That movie's so fucked up. Oh my God.
I'll say top three. So like The Thing, I would say the original Alien.
Okay.
And then Color Out of Space, the most recent one with Nicolas Cage, like which is based on H.P. Lovecraft story, but I think it is something where it's like encountering the unknown, and it's like you want to think. A lot of people want to believe that aliens are like, you're going back to your question, like if you met an alien, what would you show it? Like, you don't know, because you're reaching out to the unknown, which is for some of us is the most terrifying thing of all. And these things are completely incomprehensible to you, and they could be like the xenomorph, where it is like it is what we still in the xenomorph world, they don't really know what created them, why they're here, but they know they kill. Like, that's what they did.
And they're like way better at that than we.
I don't know what a xenomorph is.
Xenomorph is the alien thing that pops out of the chest thing, right?
Yeah. That's what they're called. That's what they're referred to in the thing.
But yeah,
honestly, and going. I'm sorry, I don't mean to step on you. I love the alien movies, but
I think you meant to.
The one they came out with a few years back, man, I'm going
Prometheus.
Prometheus is the best. I don't know why. I don't know why. But
Prometheus
that one got
I
me.
think it's
Correct me-
underrated.
Correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong, but that one, like the whole time, you kind of think it's something different, and then you realize it's part of the alien story at the end, right? Like you're kind of
I
like,
think I thought it was
oh,
always
shit,
well.
like-
It was always established, I think, because they.
Oh,
I mean, the
okay,
whole thing
okay.
starts with Wayland, like Wayland Yutani, like the whole the whole guy.
Okay,
So
okay.
I mean, it's in the alien universe and whatever.
but you're not like really kind of.
I don't think until the end you're kind of supposed to know that the ship that they found is the space jockey
That's
ship
what it was.
or
Okay,
whatever.
I remember there was like at the end. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then Alien Romulus was the fucking best. That was such a good.
I haven't watched it yet.
Is
What?
that the new one? I haven't
Dan,
seen
are you
it.
kidding me?
Is
Go
it-
watch
that's the
it
movie or
tonight.
it's a
so
series,
good.
right? Is it a series or
No,
the movie?
no. It's a
It's
movie.
a movie. Right.
It's
I heard
so
it's really
good.
good. I heard
It's
it's the
very
guy who the director who did it did a really good job.
Yeah, no,
Taking it
I
back
was.
to the original. but-
I was kind of. We've seen. I mean, we watch Alien. We watch The Shining. We watch Alien all the time. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a fan. But so if you'll like it. I was very pleasantly surprised with how good.
What
it was.
gets me about Prometheus, though, it starts out with the creator or the architect,
engineers,
whatever they call
the
it,
engineers,
and he dissolves himself into the river or whatever.
primordial soup.
That
is-
just blows my small mind. I mean, it just, I don't know, it got me.
It encapsulates and evokes that theory that it's like,
Mhm.
we're like going back to the Bible thing that we are descended from divine beings of some sort, like whether they're just advanced or something like that. It is something very, it's a very, the imagery is really good because you have him, divesting himself of his robes and standing there with the other engineers looking down on him, and he just like, again, he sacrifices himself or for whatever his reasoning is. It is a really cool scene.
Whatever.
It's a fantastic scene.
That's how I see it. I mean, I see it as he's creating Earth doing that, or another planet or whatever.
Yeah.
But the alien, the badass mama alien, kicks their ass.
Yeah.
I mean, that alien kicks everybody's ass.
Yeah, I'm
a
a little concerned that Dan's like top or like the Thing, which is horrifying, and
I
then
don't know
Alien.
the thing, I guess.
The Thing with Kurt
yeah.
Russell.
Everybody knows it.
The ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, with like it's
that
so
the dog scene always gets
the
me.
dog,
Like that,
the long
scene
hand thing that happens. Like
interesting fact.
it's
I don't know
so
if people know this. Is like the original. And it's got a little bit of a spoiler, but when it hops out when they're doing the blood test and the one hops out.
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about how that creation, that animatronic model that they used is terrifying.
Yeah.
They said that was the backup one. The original one got set on fire and and they said it might have been, nobody had seen it, got set on fire, it burnt out or something like that.
Oh
but that was the backup one.
Oh my god.
And I was like, wow. I was like,
no, the artists in that movie were on some other level of fucked up because they created some horrifying images.
There's the sound designers, like, because the dog's sound is what always gets me. That sound that it makes when they're burning it, and it's like that gets in your head, like, or like when they're because they like are soldering or they like blow towards the blood or something. What do they do to the blood? They put something. They heat it. They just heat it.
They heat it. That's right. Okay.
They have like a little thing and they touch it with like a soldering iron.
I need to go to the red box and get that again. I just don't.
The red box. Oh my god, Darren!
Does that even exist anymore?
You don't need to do that. You really can just put it on your TV.
I'm kidding, but I did see a red box.
Let me go see a
not DVD or VHS.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of his collection.
Might be on Netflix. I'm not sure.
I actually saw a CD case with CDs in an antique mall the other day. So that's where we're at.
Oh my god.
Hold on, let me find my button.
Physical
but
media,
I would say the good thing about Dan saying that it's like kind of like Alien is that they don't really seem all that smart. They kind of just seem like they didn't come to us. Like we kind of brought them in. You know what I mean?
The way I see it. Oh, on the movie or just in general?
The movie, like it's not.
Oh, okay.
I think the thing that's terrifying to me is like that they're so smart and they're like, you guys are so stupid and bad. We're gonna put you in cages. I don't want to be a pet. Like, just kill me.
Yeah, I know some pets are taken care of. I'd be a pet.
Oh, well, if I'm like a dog that gets carried around,
people put sweaters on their dogs and stuff.
That's fine.
I mean, if I don't have to go to
gives me diabetes shots until I
around and
Yeah.
I would like
Frankenstein.
to be my
Some
dog.
hot alien and then stick me in her purse or something. I'd do
Mhm.
that. Why not?
Yeah. I'll play that game. But
But honestly, what comes to my mind is like the Tom Cruise one. I forget the name of it. Where
Edge of Tomorrow.
the robots come out from
Oh, War of the
underground.
Worlds. Which
Oh,
is-
War
War
of
of
the
the Worlds.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't want to be in that thing. I don't want.
yeah, that would be a terrifying scenario.
That's terrible.
Yeah, there's
They're using your
Signs,
blood to
Independence
paint the-
Day.
Signs is good too. Yeah.
pastures. I'm not.
Mm.
Okay, Greg. Sorry. We
No, you're
got-
good. No, you're good. Hey, so Dan, do you believe in aliens?